Brought to you by Northwest Tire. Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Hey there, good Sunday evening, everyone. A bit cloudier today. Now, radar is picking up some echoes. I don't believe much of that is really making the ground. Winds coming out of the north, temperatures kind of hovering around that freezing point. Now, it is a little bit breezier than it was this time yesterday. A lot of places between 10 and 15 miles an hour, even a little bit breezier down to the southwest. Tomorrow, you're going to want to plan your day around temperatures in the low 40s and a spotty chance of some rain and snow. I'll tell you a little bit more in just a bit. Plenty of news and weather coming your way. KX News at 10 starts now.
Coming up on KX News at 10, we have an update on the fate of the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine and meet the kid who won't let anything in life limit his success. Plus, the team rallying to make sure that success becomes a reality.
Putting North Dakota first. KX News at 10 starts now.
Good evening. I'm Renee Cooper. Thanks for watching KX News. Leading our coverage tonight, Dr. Anthony Fauci predicts public health experts will lift the pause on the troubled Johnson & Johnson vaccine by the end of this week, but says there may be new warnings attached to it. Officials recommended the temporary delay in the shot's usage last week after a possible link to a handful of cases of rare blood clots. KX News Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor reports on the vaccine's fate.
The CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee will examine data related to those concerns on Friday. Fauci says there are still questions that need to be answered before then.
I doubt very seriously if they just cancel it. I don't think that's going to happen.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, the White House's chief medical advisor, expects the return of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
I don't think it's just going to go back and say, okay, everything's fine, go right back. I think it'll likely say, okay, we're going to use it, but be careful under these certain circumstances.
Those types of warnings could include exclusions based on a person's age or sex, following the shot's possible link to a small number of rare blood clots. But Fauci says he doesn't want to get ahead of the FDA and CDC assessments.
When you talk to our colleagues in Europe, particularly in the UK, it isn't only women. There are men involved, and it isn't always associated with birth control by any means. So I think we have to be careful.
But Mark Short, the chief of staff to former Vice President Mike Pence, argues the pause of the vaccine is much more dangerous than the shot itself.
It's 1,000 times more likely to suffer blood clots from a birth control pill, yet we're pausing it at a time when we can need to continue to deliver the vaccination.
Short worries the temporary delay will only increase skepticism among Americans.
You're going to create hesitancy from people who should be getting the vaccination who now have doubts.
But Fauci says the pause is vital not only to further examine the vaccine, but to raise awareness among providers of the proper treatment. The Pfizer and Moderna CEOs have said it's likely people will eventually need a third shot. But Fauci says that's ultimately a decision to be made by public health officials, not pharmaceutical companies. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Back here in North Dakota, a hit and run resulted in the death of a 7-year-old girl from Dunseith this evening. Yesterday evening, the driver fled the scene of an accident around 4:45 after they hit the child who was crossing U.S. Highway 281 in Dunseith. The car drove into a nearby ditch before driving away from the scene. The young girl was transported to Quentin and Burdick Memorial Health Facility in Belcourt and was later life-flighted to Trinity Hospital in Minot, where she was pronounced dead due to her injuries. The driver of the car had 2 passengers in the vehicle at the time. Right now, there is no information available about the driver or the passengers. The crash remains under investigation by the North Dakota Highway Patrol. Turning to our COVID-19 North Dakota watch, health officials confirmed 58 new cases of the coronavirus out of 1,686 tests that were processed since Saturday. Nearly 106,000 people in the state have tested positive for COVID-19 since the start of the pandemic. Now that includes nearly 24,000 in Cass County alone, the state's most populous region. The number of currently active cases in the state stands at 1,059 today, down 114 cases from Saturday's report. No new deaths were reported today. A total of 1,479 people in North Dakota have died due to complications from the virus to date. And 35 people are currently hospitalized. 1 in every 764 people in North Dakota tested positive in the past week. For the latest information on the coronavirus in our state, including resources, all of the latest case numbers and prevention, head on over to kxnet.com. In other news, a 14-year-old boy diagnosed with muscular dystrophy at the age of 5 is making history. In less than a month, he'll be the Rifle Junior Olympics. Caressa Stinchcomb shares how his hard work is paying off.
Wyatt Rolman is making history. He's the first parachuter from North Dakota to qualify for the Rifle Junior Olympics, and he's ranked 10th overall in the state.
Just achieve something that somebody probably would have told him he could never do it's an amazing feeling.
Well, first of all, my dad started crying, which usually that's something he never does, but I was really excited.
I was screaming, super excited.
2 years ago, Wyatt took a hunter safety course with Prairie Grit, which is where he met his shooting coach. And they've spent 2 hours every Saturday since, molding Wyatt into the shooter he is today.
It's been a long haul for him and me both, but it's good that we got there.
Wyatt was actually invited to the Junior Olympics last year, but it was canceled because of the pandemic. His qualifying score improved more than 80 points this year.
You really need to practice hard, focus a lot. In this sport, you can't rush through it. You have to take your time.
We'll try anything for a bit, you know, and analyze it if that worked or it didn't. He's got to where he'll tell me when something's wrong instead of telling me what I want to hear, and that's a big deal.
What are you looking forward to most?
Winning.
We want this to be hopefully something that he can repeat, but if not, it's that once-in-a-lifetime experience.
For KX News, I'm Caressa Stinchcomb.
To help get Wyatt and his family to the competition, a GoFundMe has been set up. You can find that over on our website, kxnet.com. To make things easier for Wyatt, local nonprofit On the Water donated a special wheelchair and table for him to shoot from. The table is welded to the wheelchair, so he doesn't have to spend much time lining the two up. Wyatt got it on April 11th, and for the next month, he and his shooting coach are going to get him comfortable using the spring stand. Since Wyatt is in the wheelchair, he's unable to do different shooting positions. However, the spring stand adjusts so he can be in similar ones to the other athletes.
The Junior Olympics is 60 shots in one sitting, so he's got to get that just right, or by the end of 60 shots, he's not going to be able to do it.
Well, good luck to Wyatt next month at the Junior Olympics. How cool. And now here are some of the top stories of the week from KX News, in case you missed it.
Representatives voted 67-24 to prohibit a statewide elected official from enacting a mask requirement. The bill initially limited all mandates, but after an amendment, it now allows cities, counties, schools, and businesses to make their own requirements. North Dakota health officials are urging COVID-19 vaccine providers in the state to pause use of the Johnson & Johnson shots.
We want you to know the warning signs of CVST. They include headache, abdominal pain, leg pain, and/or shortness of breath.
The number of ATV crashes in the U.S. spiked from around 15,000 a year to more than 90,000.
A lot of the injuries that we see are directly the result of the fact that the vehicles are so heavy, so they turn over onto the patients.
Senate Bill 2026 would require the Department of Transportation to implement a pilot project putting long combination vehicles on North Dakota roads to study the impact.
So a truck comes in from Canada, they have to reconfigure from a Super B combination to a different combination, and this is costing millions of dollars in shipping costs.
Officers responded to 7 shootings in the capital city in 2020 compared to none the year before.
Where we're seeing the most violence is coming from people that are not from North Dakota. There's not a lot I can talk about the most recent homicide, but those people were shooting indiscriminately. They were just plain old wanting to shoot people, and thank God nobody else was hurt.
Coming up next on KX News at 10, a crowd pleaser long before Shirley Temple sang about them in the 1930s. Plus, check out downtown Bismarck tonight. The weather was a little bit of everything this weekend. What's in store for your Monday morning? Find out in the full forecast. Still ahead.
First You're watching KX News, putting North Dakota first.
Welcome back. Let's check out the National Day calendar. Today we celebrate animal crackers in our soup and in our hearts.
Welcome to April 18th on the National Day calendar. When animal crackers were first made by the Stauffer Biscuit Company in 1871, they came in barrels and had very little detail. The fun shapes caught on in America, however, and were reimagined by the Nabisco Company in 1902. The red box with a string handle became known as Barnum's Animals after the iconic circus showman. Originally, the box was made as a Christmas ornament, and to this day, they are made with a handle for hanging. Barnum's Animals remain a fan favorite, and perhaps that's because the more than 37 different animals are stamped with impressive detail. Only one of these stands out from the rest as the only animal that's depicted wearing pants. Who knows why the monkey is special, but on National Animal Crackers Day, we celebrate this sweet box of nostalgia that still has a place in our hearts. I'm Marlo Anderson with the National Day calendar. See you again tomorrow as we celebrate every day.
I don't know about you, but I've had Shirley Temple stuck in my head all day. For a list of all the national days you can celebrate, head to kxnet.com. Stay with us. Still to come on KX News, young athletes taking time away from the big tournament this weekend to take part in what really matters. And we're taking a live look outside at Garrison tonight. Ooh, you can see some lights there. Not much to see this late at night. Mike will be in with your full forecast next.
Now, your local weather with the KX News Storm Team.
Hey there, welcome back. Felt a little bit cooler today, but these numbers, this is a 24-hour temperature difference, by the way. These numbers down towards the south aren't quite as astonishing as they were earlier, but look up to the north, 22 degrees colder than this time just 24 hours ago in Minot. Now let's take a look at the Bismarck Almanac, where it was a little bit warm to start the day. The high temperature of 51 degrees actually came at 9 o'clock this morning, so it cooled off pretty quickly as that cold front passed through our area. Now let's go out to Dickinson, where the temperature is 34 degrees, very breezy, north wind at 20 miles per hour. Now let's go over to Rugby, and you can see the flag blown a little bit over here, and so it's a little breezy there, where the temperature right now is 27 degrees. Not quite as breezy, but enough to get that flag going with that north wind at 10 miles per hour. Now, the winds across the rest of the state, mainly between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Now, they are coming from the north, so that's what's making it feel a little bit colder out. Now, colder temperatures tonight, 34 degrees in Bismarck, 32 degrees currently in Minot, so kind of hanging around that freezing point. Now, I wanted to show you, it's kind of like a tale of 2 Aprils here. The first third of April, we had temperatures well above average. We had 1 average day in there and 2 records broken, April 3rd and April 4th. But then once the 11th rolled around, temperatures were well below average with 1 average day mixed in there, 60 degrees just yesterday. Now, this is the satellite and radar showing that cloud cover. Now, the radar is showing a few echoes, but not much of that is really reaching the ground. This cloud cover is what's keeping the temperatures a little bit warmer right now, but still feeling pretty cool. So this is the precision cast showing a little bit of clearing here. Now, this is showing a little bit more. This is one particular model. I don't believe there's going to be that much clearing in the clouds, but there will be a few breaks here and there. Now, this is going into tomorrow morning. Notice that that cloud cover becomes a little bit more widespread. Going into tomorrow night and into the early hours on Tuesday morning, we do have a better chance of seeing some snow showers, a little bit of freezing rain, and a little bit of regular rain mixed in with that. But then those precip chances kind of move off towards the southeast. We get a little bit more widespread cloud cover. This is going into Tuesday mid-morning. And then, again, we have a few pop-up showers going into Tuesday afternoon. Now, we were talking about snow, and here we are going towards the end of April. We have our 6-a-day temperature outlook where it looks like we're going to be a little bit cool going into the end of April. Speaking of cool, here's a look at some of the high temperatures for tomorrow. 43 degrees in the capital city, 40 degrees in Minot, and we even have a couple 30s up there, so some places in our northern counties may struggle to get into the 40s. Now, here's the high temperatures Tuesday looking pretty similar. 41 degrees in Bismarck, 40 degrees in Minot, and other places, again, struggling to get out of the 30s. Here's a 72-hour planner for Dickinson showing temperatures going down into the 30s for high temperatures on Tuesday, but then those clouds begin to move out of our area. Temperatures going back up into the 50s for the middle part of the week. Now, here's Williston showing a few chances for some showers. I don't want to rule one out on Tuesday as well, but then those those clouds diminish. Temperatures going up into the mid-50s again. Here's a 7-day outlook for Minot. Temperatures going up into the 60s on Thursday before dipping back down. So got a little bit of a roller coaster ride. And then here's Bismarck. Chance of showers going into tomorrow, but then those clouds move out, temperatures warm up, and then heading into the weekend, it looks like those temperatures are going to cool back down. So we've got a little bit of a tub thumping situation here where we get knocked down, but we get up again, but it looks like we're going to be kept down a little bit too.
All right, yeah, going straight like this for the week. Thanks so much, Mike. Coming up next in sports, Minot State's hockey team returns to the ice in hopes of punching a ticket to the national championship.
KX Sports with Luke Gamble.
The ACHA Women's National Division I Tournament returns to the ice today for the Frozen Four. Minot State playing for a chance to move on to the national title game against Lindenwood. First period, Lions on the attack. Risa Shatford drives, finds a cutting Marissa Delry. She puts it in for the score, and it's 1-0. Now to the second period off the faceoff. Shatford fires, puts it in the net for the score, and the Lions up 2-0. And it was all Lindenwood at this one. Lions moving the puck before the first shot's blocked, but Kennedy Frank there for the putback. And just like that, Minot State's season comes to an end, but the men's team punches its ticket to the Frozen Four. So who will the Lions face? Defending champions Liberty taking on Midland to find out. First period action, Liberty up 1-0 Flames. Britton Fussy shoots, blocked, but Shelby Bradford gets the rebound. Danica Paulson pokes it in for the score, 2-0. Later, Midland comes up with a steal. Karina Grothman pulls out the slap shot, but it's caught by Flames goalie Amanda Story. She'd have a lot more of those as the Flames get the win to advance to the national title game. Well, it's also been a very busy day on the diamond. Most all of our local softball and baseball teams in action. Let's start with Minot State, coming off a loss yesterday, hosting Wayne State College today. Bottom of the first, Beavers' Julia Suchin hits a grounder. That gets past the defender, allowing a run to score, and just like that, the Beavers are up 1-0 early. Now to the bottom of the second, Suchin again hits one to center field, bounces over the fence, and they'll rule that a ground rule double to bring 2 more runs in. 4-0 Beavers. Minot State really rolling here early. Bottom of the third, Lenora Watson, hard grounder through the right side. That's an RBI to score another run, and Minot State gets the win 8-1. Hugh Mary taking on number 1 ranked Augustana today. A windy one on the hill. First batter of the game for the Vikings, Mary Pardo, taking advantage of the wind. Tees off on this one over the fence. 1-0 Vikings. But Hugh Mary's Alyssa Alvarado responds well. She strikes out 6 of the next 9 Vikings that step into the batter's box. Pretty solid job from her. And 2 of the ones she didn't strike out, well, catcher Rachel Latch will take care of them, throwing out not 1, but 2 runners in the first 3 innings, getting the Vikings out there. But back in the bottom of the second, Marauders threatening with 2 in scoring position, but Ashley Mitchell slams the door with a strikeout to end the inning, and the Vikings roll on to sweep the Marauders. Bismarck State back at home after a long road stand, looking for its first win of the season, but Dawson Community College came to play. First inning, Alexa Capel lays down a perfect bunt to score a run from third. 1-0 Bucks. The momentum continues in the inning with this towering fly ball to center field. That's going to be deep enough for the sacrifice fly and extends the lead to make it 2-0 in Dawson's favor. The Bucks just hot on a cold day. This time it's a floater behind shortstop to score 2 more runs in the first, and the Bucks go on to sweep the Mystics 11-3 and 18-5. Mystics also at home on the baseball field looking for redemption after dropping game 1 to Dawson. First inning, Kyle LePault, no Elon Musk, but he does send off rockets. 2-run blast to left field to give the Mystics a 2-1 lead. And how about a couple of big defensive plays? Third inning, the Wind pushing this ball everywhere. No problem for Braden Koenig. Snags it with the dive. Just seconds later, Eric McHenry with the pickoff move to first gets the out to end the inning. The Mystics go on to win game 2 for the split. The Marauders go on the road and split a doubleheader with Duluth, and Minot State falls 10-0 to Northern State. So we ran out of time for top plays, but we'll have them in after the whistle, I promise.
All right, coming up right after the show.
That's right.
Thanks so much, Luke. Stay tuned. There's more local news ahead. And of course, we'll take one last look at your forecast. Welcome back. As teams from across the U.S. gathered in Bismarck this week for the ACHA Championships, athletes found time for more than hockey. All dressed in team jerseys, these young men spent some of the day out at the University of Mary's Fieldhouse to help children in need. And this is the true spirit of teamwork. They helped to fill over 3,500 backpacks full of food. Community Action and United Way will use these to help kids in the area that may not have meals on the weekend.
It doesn't matter what team you play for. At the end of the day, it's about doing something as a community. And obviously there's a bunch of great hockey players here, but coming together to do something special for somebody else is always what matters most.
United Way will deliver the backpacks to schools this week. Now, before I send it over to Mike, I wanted to let you all know this is my last time bringing you the stories of the day from the KX News Desk. It's been nothing short of a pleasure bringing you the news each Saturday and Sunday for the past 2 years and reporting on the great state of North Dakota for the past 3. The next stop is Champaign, Illinois, where I was offered the chance to manage an investigative team as the lead investigative reporter. It's with a very fulfilled but heavy heart I say farewell tonight. So thank you to everyone for watching, for all those who have trusted me with some of your toughest moments and allowing me to share some of your biggest triumphs. I can say for certain I am leaving a stronger person than I could have ever imagined 3 short years ago. And I won't say much more out of fear of getting choked up and my makeup's beginning to run. So I'll be around this week reporting before I hit the road next weekend. Mike, let's take a look at that weather.
Well, you know, I wanted to take one look at the Minot 7-day forecast here just because we've got a little bit of everything. We've got a little bit of snow, got a little bit of rain. We've got temperatures going up into the 60s and then dropping down into the 40s again for the weekend. But as much as I love talking about the weather, Renee, I just wanted to give you a proper send-off. Now pay attention to the background here when you watch this, okay? So, ain't no sunshine when you're gone. Take a look at that. Clouds going there, right? Well, then there's going to be something popping up here. We will meet again somewhere over the rainbow. And all I just want to say is good luck, Renee. You are such an amazing person to work with, and I'm just really excited for the people of Champaign to be able to work with you. And Luke and I got to this cake here.
We know you like chocolate, so chocolate brownie cake it is.
Oh my gosh!
We'll have to cut it off the show, so everybody doesn't have to watch us eat. But yeah, thanks for everything. I think I'd speak for everybody here when we say we really appreciate everything that you've done for KX.
Thank you guys so much. And thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night, North Dakota.